Hey, and welcome to the Winning Daily Show. We're here for October 22nd. Big Friday, lots to get into, full NBA slate. Big time elimination playoff game with the Astros and the Red Sox. A little bit of afternoon soccer to get into. We're going to get into a little bit of the early morning soccer tomorrow. But we will drop our Saturday show probably around 8:30. So we will be able to get to even more of the Saturday soccer on that show. College football loaded up today with a couple games, and then a little bit of NHL as well. So the big slate today we got. Let's start out in soccer. Let's go with the Bundesliga, and let's go with Mainz plus 275 versus Augsburg. Win, both teams to score. Both these teams have been playing really, really poorly in the Bundesliga, but I think Mainz is the overall better team here. Augsburg going there, like Mainz to win this, but I think this both these teams will be able to score, especially once somebody gets a lead. Then somebody else is going to open up a little bit. We're going to have a couple goals in this game, but I think Mainz will come up out on top. Move over to La Liga. Osasuna, who's been really, really hot here, I think is getting really good value on the three-way at minus 130 with Granada. Yes, it's a little bit of a weird Friday night. Yes, Granada is a tough play, but I think the way Osasuna has been playing, they're your bet here. Keep riding them. They're a little bit of a sleeper to make a play into the La Liga top four. Can they do it? It depends, but with Valencia, with Sevilla, with Villarreal all sort of playing okay football, but not good football. Maybe somebody can slide in there that isn't in the big boys, along with Barcelona and Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid's struggles. They probably are a lock to be in there, but all of them are pretty flawed teams. So let's see if Osasuna can continue their good run and win this one. They need these kind of wins to challenge there to be in the top four. But Osasuna minus 130 over Granada. Let's move over to the Premier League. Arsenal coming off a really bad game versus Crystal Palace. But I have liked what I've seen. Despite that disturbing game, Aston Villa, wow, we had them last week. You remember me taking them. We looked good, up 2-0 in the second half versus Wolves, and then Wolves just made a charge. Aston Villa completely collapsed. I think there's going to be a little bit of holdover from there. So we're going to take Arsenal on the three-way at home here at minus 110, and then we're going to take a goal prop here, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. We got all those winning margins, and we got plus 375 on that. So Arsenal on the three-way, and then Arsenal to win 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. Any one of those they win by, we win at plus 375. So I really like Arsenal on the three-way today. Then lastly, 7:30 a.m. game, Chelsea-Norwich. Not really a great game. Not really great value, but I think Chelsea drops a clean sheet here pretty easy. They had a pretty easy game during the week, so I don't look for a lot of taxation from that Champions League game versus Malmo. So I think this will be very similar. Chelsea minus 155 to win nil. You can make that okay. I think they'll have a clean sheet pretty easy. They'll win pretty easy. So Chelsea 155 to win nil, I think presents really, really good value there. So ride Chelsea minus 155 versus Norwich to win nil. Next up, let's go to baseball. Let's go Houston Astros. Can't make a play, but I do think there's value in the Houston Astros run line here. I think they will probably either win big or lose. But I think if they get things going, they roll this game, they win big. So I like Houston Astros minus 1.5 on the run line, plus 175. I think that presents the best value you can get out of this. Both teams, I'd say, top pitchers going today. Let's see if the Houston Astros can get this thing rolling, blow this thing out today. Minus 1.5, plus 175, I think is the best value of the day. Onward to the NHL. We got a couple games yesterday. Our worst day in the NHL the other day went 0-2. Let's see if we can get back on track. A couple teams that played yesterday that are playing today. We're going to go with the Vegas Golden Knights minus 135 versus the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton, of course, played the game versus Phoenix yesterday. Had a pretty easy win, as bad as Phoenix is. But I think going on the back-to-back into Vegas, they're going to struggle a little bit. I know it's a short trip, but they basically were playing Edmonton on Monday night, travel down, play Phoenix, go to Vegas. I think they'll struggle, even though I think these two teams are about even, like Vegas, minus 135. And then we're going to take a value play here. San Jose played yesterday, and Ottawa played Toronto today. I just think the San Jose Sharks are a really, really good, team. I think they're probably one of the best teams in the NHL. Yes, Toronto's probably up in there, but I think San Jose's better. Do I love it off the back-to-back? No, but I like the value that the plus 195 gets on that back-to-back. Let's see if San Jose can go in there, upset Toronto, who's off to a 1-1 start. On to college football. 2 games here. We mentioned it on yesterday's Football Time show. Really liked UConn getting 14.5 versus MTSU. Is MTSU 15 points better? UConn got their first win of the season last week versus Yale. Do I think they can win this game? I think they might be able to. I don't think MTSU is a good team. Going up to UConn on a Friday night, I like the value here, 14.5 for sure. Plus 500 on the money line. UConn's been playing better and better each week. MTSU, hot and cold. I don't think they're that much more talented than UConn. So really use the spread here. Love the spread on this one. And then the plus 500. Let's just say it's an early pick on our upset specials first Saturday. Really like the plus 500, but love the spread at 14.5, even more here. And lastly, we're going to go Utah State. Plus the 3 versus Colorado State. Yes, Colorado State started to play really, really good football. Utah State, after that really good start, struggled a little bit, had difficulty versus UNLV, but we took UNLV in that one. But I think coming back home, Colorado State's going to struggle here. I don't like them being road favorites. I like Utah State getting plus at home. So we're going to go with Utah State in this one and take the value. Utah State at home versus Colorado State, who's been hot. Lastly, let's get into the NBA. Another full slate of NBA. We got a lot of player props to get into, but first, let's take some games here. Sacramento Kings plus 6.5 versus the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz, yes, great regular season state game. Got off to a good start. Sacramento, I just think is coverers. 6.5 at home for Sacramento. I think they could stay in this game. I think that presents really, really good value. I think Sacramento is a good enough team to cover spreads when they're getting points, and points at home I really, really like. Even as good as the Utah Jazz are in the regular season, they tend to get off to a little bit of slow starts, especially on the road. So like Sacramento plus a 6.5. Next up, a battle of tankage. And this is where I find value here. This is probably my favorite pick of the day. Oklahoma City plus 3 versus the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are already in tank mode. They basically started a glorified high school team the other day with as many young kids. Oklahoma City has a couple good pros on it. They aren't quite in tank mode yet. If you remember last season with this Oklahoma City lineup, playing with SGA, playing with Lou Dort, they were 16-19 at one point. So I think them getting 3 points here versus Houston, really, really good value. I think this Thunder team is leaps and bounds above what Houston is right now. Now, by the end of the season, when they start benching people, will they be? I don't know. But right now, I think there's great value here in the Thunder getting 3 versus these Houston Rockets. Next up, big game in the association, Philadelphia versus the Brooklyn Nets. We were right about Philly the other day, getting off to a good start versus New Orleans. I think that continues. Philadelphia has been a great home team in the regular season. Look for that to continue. Philadelphia plus 3 versus the Brooklyn Nets. I think Brooklyn they didn't look completely right versus that Milwaukee game. I think they're going to get off to a bit of a slow start here, like Philadelphia getting 3 points at home. And lastly, Cleveland Cavaliers 2.5 at home versus the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte had a really thrilling game with Indiana. Cleveland disappointed a little bit in that Memphis game. Let's see if they could get back on track here at home. But once again, riding the home team, getting points at home. Cleveland Cavaliers plus 2.5 at home. I think that presents good value. We're probably going to live and die with the Cleveland Cavaliers all season long. I do think this is a good team. I think they match up well with the Charlotte Hornets here. All right, let's get into some player props. Let's start out with that Oklahoma City Houston Rockets game. We're going to ride a lot of guys on the over in this one. Lou Dort, we're going over 15.5 points. Also, on the points, rebound, and assist, over on the 21.5. And Derek Favors over the 7.5 rebounds. SGA easily over that 4.5 assist mark. And then SGA also over the 31.5 on points, rebounds, and assists. I think that presents great value there. Flip things over to the Lakers and the Suns game. We're going to ride some unders here. Russ Westbrook, under 7.5 assists. Did not look comfortable quite yet. Same with Carmelo Anthony. We had the same bet in the other one. Under 12.5 points in that one. He's not going to be a very good matchup here in this Phoenix Sun game. We are going to ride Anthony Davis, who has owned this Phoenix Suns team, over the points, rebound, and assist of 34.5. Really like that one. And then we're going to take Ayton over the 10.5 rebounds. Lakers play fast, should get a lot of shots up. They don't have a lot of shot makers outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So I think there'll be enough rebounds here to go around. Look for Ayton to go over that 10.5 point rebound. Next up, Russ Westbrook under 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He didn't even get to 20 in the last game. And then Russ Westbrook under the 7.5 assists. Until we see Russ find his place in this one, ride these player props of the under on Russell Westbrook. Let's shift things over to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Evan Mobley off to a great start. Look for him to continue that great start in this matchup versus the Charlotte Hornets, who are a little bit size challenged. So we're going over the 25.5 points, rebound, and assist, and the double-double plus 250. Then we're going first field goal, Miles Bridges plus 10-1. Really like the 10-1 value on Miles Bridges' first field goal. I think he might be able to get a dunk or something out of that. So I like that long shot, but Mobley double-double 250 I think presents good value. Mobley 25.5 points, rebound, and assist over in that one. Next up, we're going to New Orleans, Chicago. Got a couple plays here. Jonas Valanciunas had a really high work rate. Didn't finish, but should be able to finish today versus the Bulls. Jonas over 16.5 points, and Jonas Valanciunas over the 28.5 on the points, rebounds, and assists side of things. Then flip things over to the Bulls side of things. I like Lonzo Ball over the 5.5 assists. A lot of shot makers in this. Look for Lonzo to get that offense flowing and find some cheap assists on sort of catch and shoot plays in this game. So Lonzo Ball over 5.5 assists, Jonas over 28.5 on points, rebounds, and assists, and 16.5 over points. Let's go to Toronto. Let's go Scotty Barnes over 4.5 rebounds. Had pulled down 9 rebounds in that game versus Toronto, played 35 minutes. I look for them to give him in and around the same amount of minutes. I think he'll go over that rebound total in this Boston Celtics game. Also, thought there was good value. Robert Williams, double-double plus 280. Toronto's really size challenged, so he should be able to get a handful of cheap dunks in this one. Definitely should be able to get the rebounds, as many shots as we saw Toronto miss. And lastly, Magic Knicks. Got 2 plays here. Mo Bamba over 1.5 three-pointers made. And Julius Randle, double-double plus 150. I think lock that in, especially with the poorest front line of the Orlando Magic. Look for Julius Randle to dominate in this game. Double-double plus 150. Really good value there. Mo Bamba over 1.5 three-pointers made. He's played stat-filling basketball. I won't say good basketball, but he's filled up the stat sheet. Look for him to hit that over three-pointers mark. Okay, that's our show for today. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our shows. We just finished recording with Achilles Rain on our NFL picks, mutuals, best bets, preview show. You'll definitely want to watch that. We dropped our Dynamite David college football best bets and preview show the other day. You could still catch our NBA preview on our Greenlight Network channel. Be sure to, as always, like and subscribe so you can catch Winning Daily, so you win daily. That's our show, and we're out.